Today we're going to talk a little bit about watercolor painting. Now, typically you'll use these types of watercolors at home or at school. However, not everybody has these, so we're going to make our own today. You're going to need a cup, bucket, or some sort of container to put your water in. This is clean water for rinsing out your brushes if you have brushes. If not, you're going to need a bunch of Q-tips or tissues or toilet paper. We're going to have fun with this. Now, if I have watercolors just like this, I can take my paintbrush, I can dip it in the water, swoop it up, and I can pick my color 1, 2, 3, and I can paint. Beautifully done. Wonderful. I want a little bit more. Awesome. Now you're thinking, but Mrs. Brenlinger, you said we were going to learn how to make paint. Well, there are a bunch of ways you can make paint, and I'm going to show you those now. So you see what the paint looks like. Awesome. I'm going to put that to the side. I'm going to put my water cup to the side. Now, I have a few things. I wanted his uniform to be blue, so I found some fabric softener. I took a little bit of water and I added it to my fabric softener. Now I do need to make sure that I rinse out these cups really well. Now this blue is very light. I may have to go over this with a couple coats. But I could use some fabric softener. Maybe I shouldn't have added water to it. I don't know. I'm going to need to let it dry for a little bit and then go back over it. However, there are other things. Now I showed you how to use a paintbrush. Kool-Aid packets. Kool-Aid packets are awesome. They used to be a lot cheaper when I was younger. I used just a little tiny bit of coloring because I didn't put very much in here. Just a little bit in here. I suggest you use the Kool-Aid packets because the packets themselves don't have sugar in them. If you are using anything else, it will have sugar in it and it will make it sticky. So I'm painting. Now this is grape, so it's going to have a purplish color, but I'm getting a little bit of blue in there too. Maybe that's because both red and blue make purple. So I can continue painting with my Q-tip. Another idea, which hasn't completely worked out yet, is I have inside here nice warm water, and I put 2 vitamin gummies in it, 2 red vitamin gummies. Now I probably should have put less water, but as you can see, the water is a little pink. Gonna go in there a little bit, paint his lips. Oh, not enough pink paint yet. But I could put some more gummies in there and let them dissolve. Okay, in here I could do some coffee grinds in a filter and put them in, or if you have a Keurig, you can just use one of the K-cups. After Mom has made her coffee, maybe ask her to run it again for you, or just take the K-cup out, put it in some water, shake it around a little bit, wiggle, wiggle, let it sit for a while, dip it in, and you can use it. There will be a little bit of coloring. If you just ask Mom to make you a cup of coffee, there will be more coloring. I think Mrs. Brenlinger added a little too much water. But those are some ideas. I can let this dry and go back over it so I can get the skin darker instead of rubbing a hole through my paper. I can also take a tea bag and put it in some water. Use my paintbrush, use my Q-tip, or I can use a tissue or toilet paper, kind of squeeze it around, and I can add it to my paper. If you notice, it makes my tissue nice and brown. And I can color it that way. If you outline it with a crayon, it will keep those colors inside. And this purple's drying nicely. I'm going to add a little bit more purple to it. It has this blackish look to it, but when it dries, it has a pretty purple color. You can use blueberries, strawberries, or other berries that you may find. If you find berries out in the yard, I would not eat them, but you can use them to color. You can use daffodils. Put a daffodil upside down, and you've got your own paint or crayon. You can also use grass. If you take a grass and you fold it up and rub it, you will get the green residue from the grass. So those are some other ways of working around paint if you don't have any paint with you. This will dry and you'll see the colors just a little bit better. Again, you do not want to go too much over with one spot because you will put a hole in your paper.